Look at this timing.
Oh, let's see it again real quick. I said going into this fight, it only takes one mistake against me. I don't even know if that was a mistake. I'm just that fucking good.
Sean, this is the...
I've been watching and covering Sean O'Malley for the last, I'm going to say, 4 years or so. I've been watching closely on the channel. You can find my recaps of his last recent fights, all the way back to the injury against Vera, who he's going to call out later on in this post-fight interview. My issue is, on the biggest night of his life, the biggest night of his career, a UFC champion, bantamweight champion, 135 pounds, is calling out a boxing guy. You've just reached your lifelong dream and you're calling out a boxing guy. Here it is right here at the post-fight press conference.
Wouldn't mind knocking out Gervonta Davis, and I know people are going to go, yeah, I also wouldn't mind knocking out Gervonta Davis, and I know people are going to go, oh, you want to be Conor. I'm telling you, that fight is going to happen. Yeah, I also wouldn't mind knocking out Gervonta Davis, and I know people are going to go, oh, you want to be Conor. I'm telling you, that fight is going to happen.
Gervonta Tank Davis, coming off of a April win over Ryan Garcia, knocked him out. He's just completed a jail sentence. I forgot if it was about 90 days or so for previous incidents in his personal life. Heavy speculation is that when he returns to the boxing ring, he's going to be taking on Isaac Cruz in a rematch. Tank Davis has many options out there, especially if he wants to fight fighters. Let's say if they come to agreements with Top Rank that has fighters like Teofimo Lopez. You know, you got Devin Haney wherever he may land. In talks to fight Rikus Prograis, possibly on pay-per-view. He can even try to go after Lomar Kambosos. But a cross-promotional fight for a champion that just got his belt. Now, mind you, things didn't really go well for the UFC after they let Conor McGregor. Yeah, they made a lot of money. All parties involved made a lot of money. But Conor McGregor hasn't been the same since he fought Floyd Mayweather. And you think they're going to do that again? UFC, as an organization, are going to do that again with a new champion? And Sean O'Malley, he's a very charismatic dude. He could be the future of the UFC. How old is this kid? Who is this guy? Oh, he's 28 years old now. This has been a long time coming for him to get this recognition on social media and to be the guy that can possibly take UFC forward, especially in a younger generation, being as a striker. And it's well known, especially in the recent history of the UFC and mixed martial arts, strikers are more marketable than wrestlers. So take a time out, like the video, subscribe. Funny enough, this is what he said in the pre-fight build-up before the main event.
And marketable enough to be a household name.
I've always wanted to be rich. I always wanted to be famous, but I never knew how I would do it.
Oh! 3-piece dinner with biscuits. Oh, Mally! Oh, Mally! Oh, Mally!
I was like, okay, this is it.
Hey, this the next champ in the UFC, man.
Sean O'Malley is an absolute star in the making. People talk about him having it. Not only does he have it, this dude can straight up fight.
I definitely want to be the biggest star in the UFC.
Oh, that left hand.
Wants to be the biggest star in the UFC, but yet calling out a boxer. And the sad part about it is, Gervonta Tank Davis, great fighter. One of my favorite fighters. I can say, honestly, Tank Davis is probably... Tyson Fury used to be my number one fighter of this generation. I'm talking about of this generation right here, the last 5 years. But he's on my shit list, like big time. But I can say Tank Davis is probably number one. Usyk number two. This is my personal favorites. And it get a little cloudy it gets a little cloudy for me once I go further past there. But anyway, we're here to talk about Sean O'Malley taking on Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank Davis has been under a lot of somewhat ridicule from fans for fighting fighters that people are predicting him to be the heavy favorite. Even the Ryan Garcia, it was a big fight, but people thought that, you know, not myself. I thought Ryan Garcia had a good chance, but he just got beat up. But there's a lot of people who are like, he's just going to stop him. Ryan's not ready yet. When you look at the Rolly Romero fight, you know, in my personal opinion, Rolly had no business being in there. He put on a good show for a little bit, but at the end of the day, Tank Davis was a heavy favorite. Isaac Cruz was a late step in. Leo Santa Cruz was the smaller fighter, even though Tank Davis did go down to 130 to fight him. So that kind of evens out. But the fight, Sean O'Malley, I don't see it happening anytime soon. And Sean O'Malley, this is his first major real test in the UFC, like real last fight Jan was, but real major step up. And before he starts calling out boxers, as you know, he needs to work on shit on his side of the street and keep up the momentum and win his next fight, likely against Vera later on this year, who he's going to call out right here.
I want you to tell us, give us your thoughts now on what it means to be the champion and what kind of reign we're going to see from you.
Yeah, this is just the beginning of the Sugar era. I'm running this shit till 2035, baby. Did Cheeto win?
Cheeto won tonight.
Was it boring? Probably. I'll whoop Cheeto's ass in December in Vegas at T-Mobile. Let's fucking go, baby!
My bad.
Sean, I want you to enjoy this. You worked so hard for it. You are the new bantamweight champion of the world. Sugar Sean.
My bad. Got a crazy summer cold or summer congestion, whatever you want to call it, but that was rude. So yeah, I think this is the way to go for him. Makes perfect sense to avenge that loss. Although, you know, that was the fight where he was hurt, right? He was injured. I'm pretty sure it was. Excuse me, my memory is shit. But name dropping Tank Davis, a boxer outside of your organization after winning a championship, it just rubs me the wrong way, especially when he has so many other options. Even if he wants to move up to 145. You know, so, but don't hang your head on that Tank Davis fight. I don't see it happening. But yeah, this is the route to go. December, and then who after that? Who after that? No need fighting him anymore. Obviously, the Aljo rematch. He wants it. So there you are. So are they going to do Aljo next, like directly next? Or are they going to do O'Malley and then build up the Aljo fight? I think to keep the momentum up, go right into it. Or do both of the fighters benefit from trying to make the rematch bigger? But if they lose their next fight, then the rematch, I don't know. I think they should go right for it. Take a time out, like the video, subscribe, and TstreeT Controversy with 5U360.